All right, here we go. We're continuing here. This is going to be on Anova, okay? Analysis of variance. Now, it's different from t-test because with t-test, you can only compare two different groups, okay? The groups are categorical. Your independent variable is categorical, similar to t-test. But there's more than one level of your independent variable in Anova. So as we knew up here, as we found out before, there's more than one chief exercise type from the study. There were about 7 or 8, I guess. All right. So what we want to do for our first one is look at the competitiveness, compare the competitiveness of runners versus the rest of the athletes. Okay. So analysis of variance allows us to do that. As you can see, let's see here, what sport or exercise program do you identify with? As you can see, we have snow sports. I didn't think we had too many of those. I had 12. So let's see if runners are more competitive than other athletes. Okay, let's just see. I don't know. So we go to Analyze. We'll go to the same place, our one-way Anova. Okay, so this looks a little bit the same. Their test variable is your dependent variable, so it's easy because SPSS labels it as such. So our dependent variable is competitiveness. So look for competitiveness down here. That's your dependent variable. And our factor is your independent variable. Our independent variable is the type of sport. And click that over. All right. Let me see if I need to put any of these things. Let's do some, go to options, and let's do some descriptive statistics. Okay, because unlike t-test, it doesn't automatically give you that. So hit continue. And just for giggles, I'm going to do a post hoc. Okay, this is hit post hoc. I'm going to hit LSD. It doesn't mean the drug, so hit continue. Let me see if I want to do any contrast. Nope. All right. So then hit OK. So this is a little bit more than what we had before. Okay? Because we have, rather than males and females, we have all these different sports. As you can see, we had primarily runners. But we also had a good number of weightlifters and gym people. So just looking at some of these numbers, it's interesting. We got some weight trainers and running that seem to be much more competitive. Okay, so for our Anova, in terms of competitiveness, I'm noticing that there are no significant differences. Boo-hoo. Okay? But as you can see, it makes sense because aside from snow sports, the two people in snow sports, cycling and swimming seems to be least competitive. Weight training and running seem to be about the same. So that's what Anova tells you. It looks at differences among all of these. All right. So my hypothesis here is not supported. So what I'm going to write This hypothesis is not supported. Now, Anova uses the F statistic. This is your F statistic right here. And this is your degrees of freedom. There's two numbers, 11 and 261. Equals 1.26. And P is going to be greater than 0.05. All right? So let's go to our second one. Runners are more likely to exhibit exercise addiction than other exercises. So go up to Analyze, Compare Means, one-way Anova. So rather than using competitiveness, I'm now looking at exercise addiction. I think this is the first one. There's a way I can make this bigger, and I can never remember how to do it. There we go. Exercise addiction. So look at that. So this hypothesis is supported. Again, F is your statistics for Anova. 11, 261 equals 3.875. P is less than 0.05. Now, of course, right now this is telling me that there are differences in exercise addiction. There are differences, but it doesn't let me know that runners are the highest. Right now, it looks like this is actually the highest. So my hypothesis actually isn't supported. My hypothesis isn't supported. If I compare running with all the other ones, it just makes them runners more competitive than yoga people and Pilates, the other category. It doesn't appear that there's much differences between any of these other groups. Okay, but all Anova does is let you know that there are differences. It just looks like people who said none are overall. No, maybe not. Oh yeah, they're the least likely to exhibit exercise addiction. Okay, so this is actually not supported. Not supported. So I'm sorry. This statistic is significant. Okay. However, the hypothesis is not supported because runners are not more likely than other exercisers. I mean, ultimately, if I wanted to compare runners with people who don't exercise at all, I'll probably find significant differences. But that's no fun, because if they don't exercise at all, then obviously they're not going to suffer from exercise addiction. All right? So what Anova will do is just tell you that there's differences whether or not there are differences within your several groups. And since I had 12 groups, it probably wasn't the best idea to do an ANOVA on that. But this just gives you some idea of what ANOVA does.